Christians. This person here put up 3 verses on the comments here where he believes these indicate that a person, a Christian, can lose their salvation. None of these verses prove that at all. In fact, I'm going to clear these things up. Now, I've already responded in my last post to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. Now I'm going to address Timothy 4, verses 1 through 3, which says the following. Now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidding to marry, and commanding to abstain from foods which God created to be received with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. Now, first of all, this is not talking about believers. Now, it says, yes, those some will depart from the faith, but this is not talking about true believers who know God and who serve him. And I'm going to tell you who he's talking about. It's talking about apostates, those who pretend to be believers, those who have walked the walk, those who have gone to church, those who have professed to have a belief in Jesus Christ, and yet they did not really. John talks about these in 1 John chapter 2, verse 19, when he says this: they went out from us because they were never of us. If they had been of us, they would have continued with us. But they went out from us that they might be made manifest that none of them were of us. In other words, they were wolves in sheep's clothing. They were like Judas, who, for all intents and purposes, were indistinguishable from all of the other disciples and the apostles. He looked like one of them. He acted like one of them. He carried on about with one of them. He did business along with one of them, with all of them. He was with Christ as all of them, but he was not. He was a traitor. And this is what 1 Timothy 4, 1 through 3 is talking about. Apostate Christians. People who are Christians on the outside, but not Christians on the inside. Just like when Paul tells us that all Israel is not Israel. All Jews are not the true Jews. All Christians are not true believers. Take a look at 1 John. No, I'm going to put it on the screen. 1 John chapter 2, verse 19. This passage here in 1 Timothy is not talking about believers. Be provoked and be persuaded.